Hello friends, welcome to Little Officers, your friends in UPSC preparation. Please subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon for regular updates. So in this series, in the last video, you might have seen the analysis of UPSC paper 2021, particularly the section on polity and governance questions. Okay, so in this particular video, we will be focusing on another important section, which is environment and ecology. So particularly this year there were close to 21 questions from this section. So the learning objective is simple. Let us try to analyze these questions like subject wise analysis, and let us try to get the source from where or why that particular question appeared in the examination, what is the relevance of it, and what is the plausible source of it. Okay, then we will be looking at the difficulty level. Of course, it is from my perspective based on the options and other sources and information. Then finally, looking at these analysis of all three, then we will be finally having a cutoff prediction at the end of the video, like all the series, at the end of the series. All right, let us begin with the first question. The first question is about leaf litter decomposes faster than in any other biome. As a result, the soil surface is often almost bare. Apart from trees, the vegetation is largely composed of plants from the plant forms that reach up to the canopy, and by climbing the trees are growing as epiphytes. Okay, this is the description. So these sort of questions are very common if you are like solving previous year questions. So this is very quite common. There will be a description about something, and at the end they will be asking the ऊपर वाला जो description है, it's talking about what, the same sort of question. So this question is about tropical rainforest. So what is the keyword that gives away here? The long canopy, and the second thing, which is, or you can keep it as a primary thing, which is a keyword to indicate what we are talking about, it is epiphytes. So I have provided the image of epiphyte here. So this is peculiar for tropical rainforests. Okay, so there are many orchids which as a parasite on top of many trees they will be living. So such sort of plants we call them as epiphytes. And here, because of the intense raining and because of the faster decomposition, okay, so the soil gets leached on the top surface is generally devoid of humus, whereas the subsoil is very good. That is the reason why the plants in this particular biome, they compete for the resources. One of the limiting factors is the topsoil as well as the sunlight. That is the reason why, because of this thick canopy, the trees in this particular tropical rainforest, they reach up to height of 200 to 400 meters also. Okay, so the answer is tropical rainforest. The question is direct one. You can find it in any standard book, like it may be your Shankar IAS environment book or any ICSA environmental studies book or anything, and it is also based on the PYQ, like previous year questions themes. If you have solved, you could come across this particular epiphyte or this particular nature of the soil or anything, or even because of this you can keep it under geography section as well, but it is more related with the biome, that's why I kept it under environment. Okay, so it is static and factual question, and the difficulty level is easy because it is very much known to most of the aspirants. Then second question, it is also related to savanna biome, savanna grassland. Here they have given the description that savannas, they are the extensive areas with less number of trees or no trees. Okay, however here the development of trees are limited by, what are the limiting conditions? So that is what it is asking in this question. What are such conditions? See here, for each and every biome there are certain conditions which we call it as limiting factors. Okay, so this I have taught if you have attended my classes. So where, for example, in the tundra ecosystem, so there the permafrost or the soil is a limiting factor for good growth. Similarly, if you are coming to the tropical rainforest, like we have seen in the earlier question, it is going to be the light as well as soil, like particularly topsoil, nutrients, etc. Okay, so similarly for savanna, what is that acting as a limiting factor? See, the concept of succession, okay, succession in ecology, it talks about from the bare rock to well developed ecosystem. Okay, so there is a succession, there will be several stages and they will be developing one on another. So at every stage there will be some limiting factor. If they come across these limiting factors and if they are somehow overcome, then they will be developing into very diverse stable ecosystem. But this does not happen in savannas because the first limiting factor is fire. Because of the frequent fires, it will be having a limitation. Trees cannot grow there because there is constant fire. So that is one limiting factor. So just eliminate those options which does not have two. So you'll be left with A and C. Then again look at the other ones. Burrowing animals and termites may be confusing, but please remember this is a limiting factor in particularly desertic areas, arid areas, not in the savanna. But go to the third one, which talks about grazing herbivores. See, if we know that land degradation and all other concepts, it is clear that if there is excessive grazing, that particular land is going to be degraded and it cannot develop into a diverse ecosystem. So this is true. Then even if you do not have idea about third, let us go to the fourth one, which talks about rainfall. Obviously rainfall is a limiting factor, because depending upon the rainfall, the growth of the grass depends. See, we have different grasslands, like you have temperate grasslands like prairies, steppes and all. If you compare savannas with them, savannas are less fertile, they have less nutritious grass. So one of the reasons is this rainfall. Okay, so 2 and 4 are for sure. So let us look at the options which have 2 and 4 both, that is only C. That's why the answer is C. Okay, so it is again standard book. You can find it in the 7th class geography NCERT book related to savanna biography, or even if you look at climatology or climatic classification in geography, okay, you can get it. So in this particular geography book, at the end environmental related chapters are there you can find out about different biomes. So it is a static question and logical based one. You can apply little bit of logic here, and the difficulty level is easy. Okay, then the third one is moringa. मोरिंगा ये वाला जो है, दिस इज नथिंग बट योर साजन का पेड़. ओके, जो हम वेजिटेबल खाते हैं, दिस आई हैव प्रोवाइडेड द इमेज हियर. सो उसके बारे में है, व्हाई इट इज देयर इन द न्यूज, लेट अस टॉक अबाउट इट. इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज recently there were some news articles related to moringa because it has provided a sustainable or self-reliant path, ठीक है, a kind of employment to the local tribal women of Telangana region. That is the reason why it was there in the news. So this article you can go and find about it. I have provided the link. Okay, and nature is current inspired one and bit of analytical one hai. Difficulty is moderate to difficult, you can put it. Now let us look at the question. The question statement says that moringa, drumstick tree or sergeant ka ped, is a leguminous evergreen tree. So now look at it, leguminous and evergreen. If you have observed it, ये वाला जो मोरिंगा जो है, that is not a evergreen one, that do shed its leaves according to the season. ठीक है, so even if you can eliminate this one, like ये एवरग्रीन नहीं हो सकता है अगर ये वाला लॉजिकल और व्हाट यू कैन से कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क लिया या थोड़ा सा इंटेलिजेंस गेस कर भी दिया, तब भी आपका आंसर आ जाएगा. यू जस्ट हैव टू एलिमिनेट वन. एंड वन मोर थिंग, प्लीज रिमेंबर, लेजुमिनस प्लांट्स जो होता है, मोस्ट ऑफ द लेजुमिनस प्लांट्स एंड the grasses, they cannot be evergreen. Okay, so that is that some sort of link that you can have. So leguminous and evergreen cannot come together. So using that knowledge also you can eliminate it. Remaining all, say once you are eliminating one, you get the answer, that is 3, 4 and 5 only. Second thing, look at this, it's about tamarind tree. Okay, मतलब इमली का पेड़ है. It is endemic to South Asia, but it is not. Okay, this statement is wrong. You can find Imlik appeared in other regions as well. And in India, most of the tamarind is collected as a minor forest produce. This is true. Okay. Then India exports tamarind and seeds of moringa. This is true. Okay. And seeds of moringa can be used. Okay. Even the tamarind seeds also can be used to produce biofuels. So that is why the answer is 3 and 4 and 5. 1 and 2 are wrong. Okay. Next question. Which one of the following is used in preparing a natural mosquito repellent? Again, mosquito repellent, why it is in news? See, if you are in Delhi, you might have seen the advertisement 10 10 10 10 of the like 10 baje 10 minute. Such sort of campaign is going on in order to fight against mosquito borne diseases. Okay, it was there in the news. Further, these sort of mosquito repellents and natural repellents, it is a recurrent theme in the previous year questions of UPSC, and it is also often in the news. That is the reason why it is there. And the question is static and factual one. The correct answer is lemongrass. This is the lemongrass. It can be utilized as a mosquito repellent, and the difficulty level is easy to moderate. Then consider the following kinds of organisms: copepods, cyanobacteria, diatoms, and foraminifera. Okay. Now, out of these, what are the primary producers in the oceanic ecosystem? So that is the question. Again, this is a direct question from the previous year questions. So in the previous year questions, once UPSC asked the food chain in aquatic ecosystem, particularly ocean ecosystem, there it has given diatoms, crustaceans, herrings. Herrings is a kind of a fish. Okay. So this has been given. So there you can learn about these diatoms. They are the primary producers in the oceanic ecosystem. Now coming to the second one. So 2 must be there in the answer. You can eliminate C and D. So your answer should be between 1 and A and B. Now coming to the second one, cyanobacteria. See, cyanobacteria is another name for blue-green algae. Okay, it is nothing but blue-green algae, and you know algae is a primary producer. It does photosynthesis because it has chlorophyll. So the correct answer for this is 2 and 3, which is cyanobacteria and diatoms. So if you have solved previous year questions, this is like both of them might be very familiar to you. Okay, so the difficulty level is easy here. Next, the next question is consider the following animals: hedgehog, marmot, and pangolin. See, pangolin, why it might have asked in the UPSC is the spread of COVID-19. Okay, earlier it was said that maybe there might be a plausible connection between pangolin and COVID-19. It might be derived from pangolin. So such speculations were there. So that is the reason why it was there in the news, and many of the aspirants, they were like brainstorming and looking at the pangolin and all about details of it and its IUCN status as well. It has like 2 varieties, Indian pangolin and then Chinese pangolin. Indian one is endangered, Chinese one is critically endangered. ये सारी information पढ़ रखा होगा. But look at how UPSC has asked the question. It says that the behavior of the animal. So to protect itself, to protect its softer tissues or vulnerable parts, what it does is it rolls into a kind of ball. See, pangolin, I have provided the image here. It is the only scaly mammal on the planet Earth, and whenever it is threatened, it rolls, okay, and kind of a ball, and it safeguards its vulnerable parts. Okay, so that is what is asked in the question. So pangolin should be there, so you can eliminate these 2. Now the guesswork. See, hedgehog, it is a cute animal, you might have seen it. So this is hedgehog. You might have seen it in some social media posts. Many people do pet it. Okay, so it also does the same. It also has the same behavior. Whenever it is threatened, it is going to fold into a kind of a ball to save its vulnerable parts. So the answer is 1 and 2, that is hedgehog and pangolin. Now why it is there? it is there in the news because of the COVID-19. So based on that, whatever the similar animals who have the same kind of behavior, such sort of question has been asked, and it is current inspired hai, factual question hai, and the difficulty level is moderate to difficult based on whether you have seen the hedgehog or not. Okay, now next question, in the nature, which one of the following is or are most likely to be found surviving on surface without soil? Guys, again this is a very basic question. Basic knowledge of primary succession is needed here. Okay, primary succession. So there you might have stirred about succession happens from bare rock to the highly developed ecosystem of either tropical rainforest or deciduous rainforest. Here on the bare rock, the species which are going to evolve here or which are going to colonize it first, they are called pioneering species. And mosses and lichens are such pioneering species. That means mosses and lichens, both of them can exist even if there is no soil, if there is only bare rock, वहां पर भी ये रह सकता है. So the same concept you apply it, and thankfully it is very easy options. You can eliminate and you can get to the correct answer. Even if you have some knowledge about mushroom, which we generally try to collect during the rainy seasons. Say mushroom is a detrivore or saprotrope, decomposer. It cannot be found without soil, so you can eliminate mushroom wala option. So rest of the two options, it will confirm your lichens. So with lichens, what is there in the combination? That is obviously the mosses. So that is how the answer is 2 and 3. I hope this reasoning is satisfying to you. Now the source is, it is also basic concept of primary succession, static and conceptual. You can apply little bit of concept based on your decomposer, and the difficulty level is easy. Then look at this question. I'm not going to read all the statements 1 and 2, just I'm going to highlight this. Recently in 2020, Hyderabad city got Tree City of the World tag. Okay, so that's why it is there in the news. So that's why there is a question. But look at UPSC, try to trick in the statement 1, saying that it is an initiative of Arbor Day Foundation. It is true, but however, along with that, the second institution which has started this is Food and Agricultural Organization, not United Nations Capital Development Fund. So statement 1 is wrong because of this fact. Okay, now look at that options. Even if you know that statement 1 is wrong with this information, you can get to the correct answer, where it is given that the first one which talks about both statements correct, it is wrong. Again, second statement also talks about both of them are wrong. See, ऐसे questions earlier it used to be like assertion reason वाला questions आता था, but now one more format has been introduced by UPSC with this question. We can customize ourselves in the coming examinations. Then third wala statement dekho, statement 1 is correct and 2 is not correct. So again this is wrong. So only statement which is saying statement 1 is wrong is only one, that is D. That's the reason why answer D is correct. So irrespective of your knowledge on the second statement, if you have some knowledge about this, then you can come to the correct answer. Anyway, second statement is in the general sense. Okay, now it is a current inspired one and there is a play of fact. Okay, try to trick you with that factual information of which institution has co-founded it. Okay, so that's the reason why it is difficult in my basket. Okay, now next question, again water credit. This is also some peculiar question. So if you want, it is often in news because they were providing water to many of the locations, because almost 40% of the globe is under water stress. And if you want more information related to it, please visit this water.org. It is a non-profit organization trying to provide water microfinance for water credit in many locations, including in India and African countries. Okay, so the first statement, look at it, it puts microfinance tools to work in the water and sanitation sector, which is correct. Second one, look at it. It's saying that it is launched under the aegis of World Bank and WHO. It is wrong. Okay, it is an initiative of this, even though WHO or World Bank may be providing some finance to this, but however it is not under the aegis of both of them. So it is a non-profit organization, water.org, which has taken this initiative. Then finally the third statement, even if you eliminate second statement, you can get to the correct answer because the options are given in such a manner. The third statement is, it aims to enable the poor people to meet their water needs without depending on the subsidies. That is correct. Again, because of this much of detailed information and like kind of peculiarity of this particular scheme, so I'm keeping it under difficult section. Then look at this R2 code of practices. Guys, if you can like smartly guess it, you can come to the conclusion R2 may be somehow related to recycling. So just look at it, recycling कहाँ पर मिल रहा है आपको? यहीं पर मिल रहा है इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में recycling का. So why it was in the news? Because we are talking about circular economy, which talks about recycle, reduce and reuse वाला 3Rs principles हम promote करना चाहते हैं, so that we can reduce the waste and enhance the life of the products that we are using, and we can reuse them and reduce them and recycle them. So particularly in the electronic industry, so this initiative has been taken. This is a code of practices. If you want more information on it, please visit this site, SERI, Sustainable Electronics Recycling International wala. You will get the entire information related to it. The question, the nature of the question is from the current events, and the difficulty level, it is difficult. Okay. Then 11th question, why is there a concern about copper smelting plants? Okay. So again, if you know the previous year question themes and major industrial pollutants, you can expect this sort of question, but maybe not on the copper smelting. See, last time also there was some question on some slag, okay, which is a byproduct in such sort of industries. इस बार भी copper slag के बारे में है, ठीक है. So look at these statements. They may release lethal quantities. Yes, it is possible of carbon monoxide into the environment. जब smelting होता है, obviously there will be burning of this coal and other biomasses. So as a result, there is a possibility of releasing of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. So first statement is general and it is true. Look at the second statement. Copper slag can cause leaching of some heavy metals into environment. Again, this is true, right? When they are like smelting it, when there is a copper slag करके एक byproduct है, intermediary product hai, it might have many impurities, many heavy metals, so there is a possibility of them leaching into the environment. So second statement is also true. And finally, look at the third one, sulfur dioxide as a pollutant. Obviously whenever there is melting and burning and then combustion, sulfur dioxide release होने का chance ज़्यादा होता है. So answer is 1, 2, 3. but थोड़ा सा because of this like copper smelting, copper slag ऐसे नया नाम सुनने के बाद थोड़ा सा घबरा के ये गलत करने का चांस ज़्यादा है. दैट इज द रीजन वाई आई एम कीपिंग इट अंडर डिफिकल्ट बास्केट. एंड नेचर इज स्टैटिक है, फैक्चुअल बेस्ड है, एंड इफ यू आर सॉल्विंग द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस, this sort of questions you can anticipate and you can solve in the examination as well. Then furnace oil, see why it was there in the news. See, recently we wanted to ban petcoke and furnace oil. ठीक है, NGT has given the directions to CPCB, सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड. हाउएवर उसके बाद थोड़े दिन के बाद वो बैन को हटा दिया है. ये 2020 में लगाना चाहते थे बैन, बट उस टाइम पे सी देयर वाज नो अदर अल्टरनेटिव फ्यूल लाइक विच इज लाइक जितना ये कम प्राइस पे मिलता है उतना कम प्राइस में, इसलिए फिर थोड़ा रिलीफ भी दिया है. दैट्स व्हाई इट वाज देयर इन द न्यूज. अगेन इंडस्ट्रियल पोल्यूटेंट्स एंड PYQ themes basis पे है, and also it was there in the news. That is the reason why question has been formed. Okay, now the nature is current inspired है but factual है. That is the reason I'm keeping the difficulty in the moderate level. Now look at it. It is a product of oil refineries. Obviously when we are talking about furnace oil, definitely it must be the byproduct of oil refineries, and some industries use it to generate power. Yes, as a fuel some industries use it, and then it causes sulfur emissions into environment. Again guys, As I said, combustion happens, there is a possibility of emission of sulfur dioxide and sulfur. So that's why again it is right. So the correct answer is 1, 2 and 3. Then what is blue carbon? This is very easy, I think. Blue is related to your oceans. So whatever the carbon captured by the oceans is the blue carbon. So nothing difficult in this. If you are like familiar with this concept of blue economy, Sagarmala project and all of this, you can easily answer this. So it is often in the news because of the carbon sequestering, carbon storage and all other techniques, and even because of your coral reefs and all. Glowing and gone, such campaigns have been launched in order to protect coral reefs. And again, oceanic acidification, like more excessive carbon dioxide is going to sink into the oceans, which is going to reduce the pH of oceans, and as a result their acidic nature is increasing. All these concepts are very contemporary and they are recurrent in the news. And again, if you solve previous year questions, you can get the idea of this. So current inspired hai, factual hai, and it maybe you can put it under conceptual, and difficulty easy. Next, New York Declaration on Forests. Guys, it was there in the news, ठीक है, because it was first started in 2014, लेकिन 2020 में इसको रिफ्रेश किया है. So मतलब दोबारा एंडोर्स किया है, दोबारा एम्फसाइज कर रहा है on this. That is the reason why it is there in the news. That's the reason why it is there in the UPSC exam as well. Now look at it. It was first endorsed at United Nations Climate Summit in 2014. It is true, and later it was refreshed. It was re-endorsed in 2021. Okay, so one should be there, and rest of the options you can eliminate. Then look at the third one. It will give away hint. It is saying that legally binding. See, जब भी ऐसे कुछ declarations होता है, so उसको most of the times वो legally binding नहीं होता है, non binding वगैरह होता है वो, ठीक है. Only unless and until it is very detrimental to the environment and urgent action is needed, then only it will be made binding, like your Paris Agreement, ठीक है. So the third statement can be eliminated because of this, so that will give away your answer. The answer is 1, 2 and 4 only, because India is not one of the signatories at its inception in 2014. ये नहीं था, ठीक है. So current inspired question है, but difficult है, क्योंकि ये वाला पूरा information नहीं पता है तो हम solve नहीं कर पाएंगे ये वाला, ठीक है. So that's why it is little bit difficult. And if you want any information, further information, just visit this site. You will get all the information related to forest declaration. Next, magnetite particles है. इसके बारे में क्वेश्चन आया है कि in which of them they are produced or generated by which of them. See, they are neurogeneratives, थोड़ा सा डैमेज करते हैं. Now let us look at them. See, here there is some ambiguity between B and D. Actually I tried to find the source for actually fifth and the कौन सा वाला, third वाला, microwave stoves के बारे में. See, one logical thing that says that कि अगर ये harmful है तो why would we keep in our homes, ठीक है. So stoves वगैरह में क्यों रखेंगे, ये वाला क्वेश्चन आएगा. That's why we can eliminate 3. या सेकेंड साइड से भी सोचेंगे, मे भी हो सकता होगा बहुत ही कम लेवल पे रिलीज होता होगा, विच हैव लेस इम्पैक्ट, ऐसे भी पॉसिबिलिटी है. सिमिलरली टेलीफोन लाइंस का भी हम रेडिएशन के बारे में सुना है, टेलीफोन लाइंस का रेडिएशन, बट वी डू नॉट नो एग्जैक्टली मैग्नेटाइट पार्टिकल्स आर रिलीज्ड हियर और नॉट, एंड आई कुड नॉट फाइंड एनी ऑथेंटिक सोर्स फॉर 3 and 5. So that is the reason why I have highlighted 2. Let us see what UPSC officially gives. Now the source is again environmental pollutants. It's a random pick, static है, factual है, and difficult है, ठीक है. So keep your eye open for this particular question what UPSC gives in the answer key. I'll also keep it and I'll update it at least in the comment box. Then 16th वाला देखो, which one of the following is a filter feeder. अच्छा, यहाँ पर नया concept आया है about filter feeder. What is a filter feeder? It is any organism which generally feeds from like a suspension of food articles, like whatever it may be the food which is suspended in the water, वहां से ये filter करके खाता है. ऐसे organisms को हम filter फीडर बोलते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल यूर व्हाट यू कैन से, वो क्या है जो पिंक कलर में सांबर लेक पे आता है, फ्लेमिंगो. ठीक है, फ्लेमिंगो इज एन एग्जाम्पल. ठीक है, वो भी एक फिल्टर फीडर है. वो क्या करता है, अपना मतलब मुंह पानी में रख के इट ट्राइज टू फिल्टर वॉट एवर दी सस्पेंडेड पार्टिकल्स दैट दे आर देयर एंड इट विल ईट. ठीक है, यहाँ पर जो दिया हुआ है इसमें से द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑयस्टर. यहाँ पर देखो इसका मैकेनिज्म, जहां से सी ऑयस्टर इज दैट ऑर्गेनिज्म जहां से हम मोती वगैरह पर्ल वगैरह निकालते हैं. ठीक है, इसमें क्या है, इट हैज सच ए मैकेनिज्म. सो ऑन वन साइड इट विल टेक वाटर विद सस्पेंडेड पार्टिकल्स. उसके अंदर जो सस्पेंडेड पार्टिकल्स है उसमें से इट विल ट्राई टू नो फीड ऑन इट एंड जो फ्रेश वाटर है, जो क्लीन वाटर है, उसको रिलीज कर देगा. सी ड्यूरिंग दिस प्रोसेस मे बी इफ सम सैंड ग्रेन, ठीक है, if it enters into its body, so on that it is going to accumulate further calcium carbonate and make pearl out of it. ठीक है, so that's why we have like one pearl or two pearl or many pearls in one oyster. ठीक है, now it is a basics of some important species like oyster and the concept of filter feeder. Now previous year questions themes basis pe hai and it is static as well as conceptual, but since this particular thing earlier it has not been asked in the UPSC, so it is in the difficulty range. 17th वाला देखो, in case of which of the following biogeochemical cycles, ये पढ़ाया था मैंने. ठीक है, we have seen different gaseous cycles as well as sedimentary cycles. Okay, for example gaseous we have seen hydrological cycle, carbon dioxide cycle, nitrogen cycle. sedimentary में सल्फर एंड फास्फोरस साइकिल्स पढ़ाया था. वहां पर क्लियरली मेंशन किया है कि फास्फोरस के लिए जो मेन सोर्स होता है दैट इज द विदरिंग ऑफ द रॉक विद फास्फेट मिनरल्स. ठीक है, सो थ्रू दैट इट एंटर्स इनटू द अर्थ, देन द साइकिल विल गो ऑन. ठीक है, so the answer is phosphorus cycle. Anyway you can eliminate these two because they are gaseous, so sedimentary नहीं है, weathering का कोई स्कोप नहीं है वहां पर. इस दोनों में कोई कंफ्यूजन हो सकता है, बट इफ यू हैव पेड अटेंशन इट इज क्लियरली phosphorus cycle. यानी स्टैंडर्ड बुक में आपको ये वाला इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगा. आई हैव एडेड दिस phosphorus cycle वाला इमेज हियर, जस्ट लुक एट इट. ठीक है, weathering होगा, weathering of the rocks, they are going to release phosphorus into the cycle. Now it's conceptual, factual, जो भी बोलो, static है and difficulty is very easy. 18th वाला देखो, यहाँ पर जो है दिया हुआ में से which one is detrivore or decomposer. ठीक है, so this you have to now find out from the options. See if you have minimum understanding about these species. Earthworms is for sure all of you have heard about it, so you can eliminate the option which does not have one. ठीक है, रिमेनिंग ऑप्शंस में भी देखो, जेलीफिश, ये कहीं ना कहीं सुना होगा, पर्टिकुलरली दिस इज जेलीफिश जो बेंथोस ऑर्गेनिज्म है. इट हैज लाइक फ्लोरोल्यूमिनेसेंस, थोड़ा सा ऐसे जलेगा और बहुत ही इरिटेटिंग है ये. अगर टच हुआ तो देन यू कैन हैव सम सॉर्ट ऑफ इरिटेशन. देन सी हॉर्स के बारे में भी कहीं देखा होगा, इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ फिश. ओके, कोई मूवी देखा होगा तो शार्क टेल करके एक मूवी है, उसमें भी जो जैक है what you can say, he bets on this particular sea horse racing पे वहां पर, तो वहां पर भी एक आइडिया मिल जाएगा. so it is not a decomposer. so even if you can eliminate either 2 or 4, जेलीफिश को भी एलिमिनेट कर देंगे, आपका आंसर आ जाएगा. so the answer is 1, 3 and 5, that is earthworms, millipedes, सेंट्रीपीड को लाइक लिंक करके भी आप ये वाला आंसर पे लिख सकते हो. ठीक है, एंड देन वुड लाइस. ठीक है, and the question is easy, factual है, static है, you can find it from any standard source, and even if you have solved the previous year questions you can come across with some of them, at least some of these species with which you can have some knowledge. Then look at the next one, common carbon metric supported by UNEP has been developed for what purpose? It is to assess the carbon footprint, like कौन सा बिल्डिंग ऑपरेशन की वजह से कितना कार्बन एमिशंस रिलीज होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड कार्बन फुटप्रिंट. ओके, सो अराउंड द वर्ल्ड इसके लिए एक मेजर बनाया है, एक मेट्रिक बनाया है, दैट इज CCM, कॉमन कार्बन मेट्रिक. ओके, व्हाई इट इज देयर इन द एग्जाम? बिकॉज इट इज देयर इन द न्यूज. कार्बन एमिशंस फ्रीक्वेंटली होता है, एंड इफ यू वांट मोर इंफॉर्मेशन जस्ट विजिट दिस लिंक, एंड इट इज करंट इंस्पायर्ड है. सिंस लुक एट द ऑप्शंस, सारे में कार्बन एमिशन से रिलेटेड है. ठीक है, कार्बन फुटप्रिंट या कार्बन एमिशंस रिलेटेड है, दैट्स वाई द डिफिकल्टी लेवल इट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट, बिकॉज अगर कुछ और ऑप्शंस दिया होता तो इजीली वी कुड हैव गॉन टू द करेक्ट आंसर, बट ऐसे बहुत ही घुमाए ऑप्शंस में कार्बन फुटप्रिंट या कार्बन एमिशन से रिलेटेड लगाया है, सो इसलिए दिस इज बिट डिफिकल्ट वन. देन द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स अबाउट why communication style. Guys, it is I think wrong statement hai. It's regarding like the question is about like this, among like given organisms which one of them have symbiotic relationship. I have taken this statement from somewhere else, some PDF, that's why the same one is there. So the question is, जो दिया हुआ है ऑर्गेनिजम्स, इसमें कौन सा ऑर्गेनिज्म में सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशनशिप होता है, दैट इज द क्वेश्चन. द आंसर इज ऑल ऑफ देम. फंगाई में भी आपको सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशनशिप मिलेगा, क्योंकि यू आर लाइक वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट मोसेस, ठीक है, दे आर सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन फंगाई एंड योर algae, ठीक है. सिमिलरली प्रोटोजोआ में भी मिलेगा, निडेरियंस में भी मिलेगा. निडेरियंस इज ए न्यू टर्म फॉर अस, न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म फॉर अस. सो थोड़ा सा इस वजह से मैं इसका डिफिकल्ट रेटिंग जो है वो मॉडरेट में रख रहा हूँ, क्योंकि बिकॉज ऑफ निडेरियंस मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल माइट हैव गॉन विद दिस 50-50, दोस मोस्टली नो inclined towards all of them 1 2 3. So basics of ecology, particularly species interaction, like your symbiotic relationship or mutualism करके एक स्पीसीज इंटरैक्शन है, उसमें मिलेगा ये वाला एग्जांपल्स आपको, यानी स्टैंडर्ड बुक में मिल जाएगा, ठीक है. सो दैट इज ऑल अबाउट दिस क्वेश्चन. सो नाउ ऑल टुगेदर वी हैव 20 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम एनवायरनमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी, ठीक है. उसमें कुछ क्वेश्चंस इजी था, बट लाइक you can say 50% of the questions easy, remaining 50% of the questions moderate to difficult level है. so अगर इस यहाँ पर ज़्यादा रिस्क नहीं लिया, या वो भी इवन इफ यू आर गेसिंग कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क वगैरह ले भी रहा है, तो इंटेलिजेंस गेसिंग किया, तो इट कुड आल्सो बी ए सेवर लाइक पॉलिटी, ठीक है. पॉलिटी वी हैव सीन मैजिक नंबर या कट ऑफ नंबर लाने में ये इस बार तो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करेगा, बिकॉज मेनी ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आर डायरेक्ट एंड ईजी, कुछ क्वेश्चंस डिफिकल्ट एंड वेरी एनालिटिकल हैं. यहाँ पर भी ये है 50-50 है, 50% ईजी है, 50% डिफिकल्ट रेंज पे है, ठीक है. So that is the analysis of environment and ecology. I hope this session is useful to you. If it is so, please like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next session or next video with another subject. Probably I'll merge geography and agriculture together and I'll come up with that. Okay, see you then. Thank you very much.